Hello, and welcome to Let's Talk Real Estate and Stuff, the podcast where we dive deep into the world of real estate investing and the random stuff that makes life interesting. I'm John Whitfield, joined by my co-host Carlos Moore from Carrot Serum Investors and BP, the mobile home park operator. BP, you got a background change. What on earth is going on over
No,
there?
not yet, not yet, not yet, not yet. It's in the midst. What you don't see is construction right now. What's the word? Sans Brandon Pedersen. Um, I had like all my insulation, all my soundproofing stuff dropped off yesterday. So like I'm redoing this. It's gonna be sweet, dude. I rebranded my thing. So like so going on the AI train, we
Mm-hmm.
talked about it, how one of the biggest things in AI is creating a board. So I had me and AI spent like a week or so going ChatGPT going back and forth, and I created a board of 9 people, not to go through each one, but like I got Brandon Turner, Alex Hermosi, Warren Buffett, Ray Dalio, Sam Zell, like all these guys that are either in investing, uh, social media,
Do you
or
have a
mobile
mobile
home.
home park operator on there?
Brandon Turner,
Oh,
Zell,
okay.
they're all biggest. Anyway, so like I posed them questions and we have a format for how I ask them. And I was going back and forth on like how I do my blog and that like the content and podcast I'm trying to do for mobile home parks. And like so I brought it to the board and they totally rebranded. Like I used to have 2 blogs and 2 podcasts, and like Alex Hermosi and Brandon Turner chimed in because it's their specialty. And basically, you know what I'm saying? And so I rebranded it to the MHP Operator Experience. And so I got a little sign made, and they helped me design what I need to do to kind of keep it cohesive at somebody at my level where I'm not big enough. It's too complicated, too complex to try to grow my user base and be known as the mobile home park guy. So, and they helped me with like what I should name the show and all that stuff. And it was really cool. Like, obviously, I know it's ChatGPT doing the AI thing, but like how we picked the people was because I had a list of like 25 or 30 guys that I was going through that like we were going back and forth on business people from different niches and industries that had specialties from raising capital to tech, all these different things. But the key is they have to have enough content for ChatGPT to analyze to determine what their
Mm-hmm.
response would be. So we had to like narrow it down. And that's kind of where it got like complicated of like of the mobile home park guys, like who can I actually pull from? You know what I'm saying? So like that's
Mm-hmm.
where we got like Brandon Turner and that like they all had what am I trying to say? Like a lot of either podcasts or books or speeches where they've gone up and spoken. Obviously, Alex Hermosi puts himself out there 24/7. Ray Dalio's books and all of his like guest appearances, and Warren Buffett had all of his annual letters. So that's kind of how we came to that. So yeah, it's ChatGPT telling me, but they do it from the perspective based on the research. So like I had it go through all of their content one by one, and then we decided how to pose questions to each one.
I feel like that's a great SaaS product. Does that exist out there already? Like Google
No, but
does.
like I don't know. Yeah. I think anything's a SaaS product. Sam Altman said that we are in the AI bubble currently, and a lot of it's going to crash. And AI is not really AI for what people are claiming, and that this is what did he call it? I'm gonna fuck this up. The
Like the
equivalent of the
internet
yeah, something like that. He said it was the equivalent of the internet
or
bubble
the
or something.
.com
The
bubble.
.com bubble. Yeah. And everyone's running, every software product business is all running to add AI. Some of them are just, it's a wasteful journey. He didn't say those words, but that was kind of like the context.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I don't have a lot of questions to ask my AI board, but like that was one of them because I didn't know the right answer. I was like, man,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'm getting people to sign up. And the people that did sign up organically for my blog, they signed up for both of them. And here I was like, and so I posed everything. I typed like this huge thing of my, because I have to say, here's the problem. Here are my
Yeah.
thoughts. Like, here's what I think I should do. Like, here's what I'm trying to accomplish. And like, and they made perfect sense. And I was like, cool. So we just redesigned the studio. So I got stuff shipping in and I'm going to do that. I'm going to simplify things because that is my goal is to be the MHP guy and to be able to raise the capital to be able to, help steward people's money and do that. So yeah, not yet, John, but like over that way, behind the curtains and stuff is insulation and all kinds of shit going on. I hope to have it finished by next week. So
Nice. That'll be
Nice,
exciting. You'll stand. Oh, Carlos has got a nice setup. My tanks and random pile of stuff over here will have to improve as you come into your new studio.
yeah, exactly. Because right now I feel like I'm Al Qaeda. I got like this fucking like beheading curtain behind me. La, 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 la. And it's like Jesus Christ. You know, I'm sorry, but you know, and all of this.
Little Grant Cardone 10X. Is Grant Cardone on your board of advisors?
No.
Who was it? Who's the board of advisors?
My names be Warren Buffett, Ray Dalio, Alex Hermosi, Brandon Turner, Sam Zell. I'm trying to think of the other four.
Did you make an assistant inside of ChatGPT for this, or did you just it's all one thread?
It's a project. I did not make an assistant.
Okay, projects kind of similar. Okay.
Yeah, I haven't used the agent feature yet because I was a little curious about like how to, what am I trying to say? Like how to do it. I didn't quite understand like the use of it, if that makes sense.
I tried playing around with it. I think I treated it more like research mode than I did like an actual agent, because it can go do things virtually like for you, which is kind of interesting. So I've seen Nick Perry, he's used it and it went to Lovable and started building an app. So it seems to be pretty powerful. I gotta play around with it more too.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I'll get to it. I got enough stuff on my plate of things that I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
So I now need to put up wall paneling and lights and you know. Anyway, so yeah. So what's going on, guys?
Few things.
There are a few things. I think let's talk about AI because you mentioned Sam Altman. There's been some buzz. Sam Altman thinks there's a bubble. Eric Schmidt doesn't like what Silicon Valley's doing with AI. And then there was this article that we talked about last week. I haven't watched the video. You guys have, which I think is interesting.
No, but it's the same article. But the LinkedIn guy we talked about a week ago, that guy, I said I watched
the
video on him. Yeah.
Wait, it's the same article? So it's 2027?
2020. He watched the video about the article that we read.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Have you read the article yet, Carlos?
Just skim through it.
He doesn't fucking need to now. He just watched the fucking video.
The video is better. I can absorb that stuff better on video. And you would appreciate, as a video guy, John, you would appreciate the attention to detail.
Made by AI?
A lot of it. It looks like some of it was.
Yeah.
There's also another thing, just bullet points here, the Hormozi book launch. Doing a product launch. Yeah, the book launch. $100 million
money
models.
Did he do something live? Like he made a bunch of money live on the.
Did you see that, BP?
Yeah.
He literally did a book launch selling a book of how to do $100 million while live presenting how to do it. And he made over $100 million doing it.
Yeah, he made $100 million
over
in that presentation.
Yes. Was like showing you the concepts of the book in a whole day thing and sold enough books to, like, he did exactly what he did. Then on YouTube a couple days later, he's like, hey, if you're watching this, we already did the $100 million thing. Like, and it's crazy. It's really crazy. Yeah. But that's been like the buzz. BP was out last week, but that's been like the buzz of the, everybody's like starting to get their books. My book just got delivered yesterday. So everybody's just starting to get their hands on it.
Very similar. He pitches. It's just to kind of, I get his theme, but he's great at what he does. But yeah,
he's on BP's board. He's got to be doing something.
I love him, but yeah, but no, I'm probably not going to read the book. I read his other two. I get the drift.
You have to let us know if this book is uniquely different from the other two.
Yeah. But moral of the story is though, like all the AI people and everyone doing all this stuff on social media is like they all say the same thing. We are royally effed.
Well, I think it's interesting. So let's break this down, right? So Sam Altman says we're in a bubble, which is like he's talking about the amount of investor money that's going into startups and like the space is getting flooded. And yeah, I think a bubble can absolutely happen there. I don't think it means AI is going away. I think it's just going to reset itself a little bit because everybody's like, I want to make this new piece of AI software, which like we all kind of, I've talked about this, like there's so much stuff popping up. Not all of it is going to survive the marketplace. No. And so it's unfortunate that some people like, and I'm sure there are great tools out there and you're finding these niche kind of cool AI tools and they're not going to survive because they run out of funding. So that's going to happen. I agree with
That's
that.
a scary thing about adopting something into your business or life, and then it's not around. It's
Mhm.
like the Blu-ray and HD DVDs.
Which is why I still think the path forward is like established applications, like, not to toot our own horns, but where Carrot CRM, Investor Fuse, Carrot, like them bringing AI into their tools, like, we have the history and the backing to keep going, and continue to kind of develop AI. However, like Carrot CRM is kind of, or the CRMs in general we're looking to take this approach of like best in class. So like we talked about Steve Chang's tool on this a few times, his voice AI. So we're working to establish like a true integration with that. And I'm building it as like anybody can do it. So there's another tool that pops up in the marketplace. There's an API with us that they can just integrate straight into and become a new integration. Which is things you can't get when you go into a world like Grease Simply, because they don't integrate with anybody. And so that's the nice thing about this day and age, is so much good stuff is popping up. And if you want to include it into your core system, then you can.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
And that's important, is like for real estate. I was thinking about it. I was watching, I forget what video I was watching, talking about AI tools. And I was just thinking about real estate in general, about how to consolidate your staff. Who was it? They were talking about how many employees they had. And I was just thinking, I was like, yeah, and we tried it before with virtual assistants. And I was like, man, like that was the heyday of real estate stuff, like 5-6 years ago. And everyone's like, oh my goodness, I can get rid of all of my in-house American, because we didn't really do virtual pre-COVID, so it was really in-house employees. And so if you take a look at it, kind of like what John said, is like these companies going out, like the bubble thing. If you take a look at where real estate was like 6 years ago, where we started getting into the virtual stuff, it was transformative for the business. You were able to keep more money, but it was also difficult because it was the training, it was learning a new management style. You had different hierarchies. Yeah, different hierarchies. Not just that, but like even the admin stuff. A lot of people were learning how to like get people overseas, data entry, research. They were using all these tools. I get where you're going with like the sales stuff, but I feel like that came a little bit later to trust people with sales. Whereas like I remember in 2018, it was like 2018 or something, where people really started honing on like data aggregation with VAs. It was like having your VA scrape data instead of you just doing it yourself or buying the stuff. And what you found is then 2020 came and everybody started coming out with the virtual assistant business. Everybody
Oh my
wanted
God, there were so many.
Your favorite guru was selling every single VA. And if you look at every one of those guys now, none of them have that business.
No.
None of them. I would dare somebody try to show me one that still exists, and it's probably morphed into some other offering that they've given you, because it turned out not to be what it was, and we kind of transgressed, and we were like, wow, it's really hard to give control of all of this to somebody else. And then a couple of years later, we all wanted to do it ourselves, and so we started hiring our own people. And that's where I feel AI is it's like a few years ago you start hearing about it, and now everybody's coming out with different AI products in their software or just on their own to pitch you. And like it comes down to the fact of like how many of them or you're going to adopt their software or their product, but how many of them are going to stick around because maybe they don't have enough adoption to pay the bills, or maybe what they're built on goes out of business. And so, yeah, I kind of agree. It's like I could take somebody else's software or AI product, or if it's already integrated into what I'm using and that business has been around, I feel more comfortable integrating that, because if history has taught us anything in real estate, it's like, well, this is like a pattern. It's going to go, we're at this bubble point. So yeah, I get where Sam Altman was saying on like the Silicon Valley bubble, but I also feel it's a bubble on the smaller scale where we're at.
Yeah.
But it's cool because full circle, what we realized with what virtual assistants can do for our real estate business, AI could do the same thing better, but also with more training per se. You actually have to get, that's not, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but it's like you have to teach it per se. I know you have to teach your humans, but it's just a different thing, because it's like incubation period of your AI to get it to do what you want.
Agreed. Yeah, it would be a learning curve for a lot of people, and but like most AI features aren't even to that level yet, and I think that's like RAG systems and what they're capable of. That's the teaching and fine tuning. I think that still has to come sufficiently to the end user. Like the people who build the applications do it on their end, but like where it can really become personalized to a business is when they can start doing it themselves.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
Syria, I read this thing or whatever it was. It was talking about how it went through all of like how Tim Cook has fucked Apple up and like went against everything Steve Jobs did, but how the Siri team back in, I'm going to mess the year up, 16, 15, whenever it was, had this whole plan on how for AI like to progress Siri, and they didn't want to invest in that. And now Siri, which was once the leader in voice assistant or potential AI, is now the laggard. Like no one even wants to use it anymore because it's so basic and far behind even Google or like their competitor Google in the smartphone space or other competitors like ChatGPT. And I just found it funny because it's like even a big company like that, biff it. Where I was going with it, John, was now the agent thing's interesting because like I think where I would use it in my personal life or my business life more than what I do is like, can I talk to it and get it to do stuff for me? Like I still have problems getting AI to go do things for me. Oh, I don't have permission to do that. I'm like, the fuck you do? Go fucking go over there and go do it.
Use Grok.
Yeah. I only use Grok when I'm on Twitter or X or whatever.
It's not to the point where it's like Tony Stark with Jarvis, like you can just tell it to go do stuff and like work with a machine right by you. But I think obviously in the video, that type of stuff is coming very soon.
Work for me. Like, why am I going to that? Like, okay,
that's the way to say it. It's additional work. Like it's not.
I might as well just do the original.
It's not. Yeah, it's not completely handed off yet.
So like if I could go like right now, I click a button and I'm like, hey, I need you to book this on my calendar, go to Zoom, book it on my Zoom. You know,
Right.
obviously I'm telling it more stuff. And hey, by the way, can you send an email to the 3 parties? That's John and Carlos and Dan. Can you email all 3 of them, all the links and stuff? Thanks. Goodbye. When it's at that point, like, yeah, otherwise, if I have to go type and create zaps and I might as well just fucking the 3 minutes it would take me to do those things, I might as well just do it myself. And that's kind of where I'm at. So when I read Agent, I was like, yeah, I'm sure it does some stuff, but it's not there where it's really going to be of such time-saving assistance for me that I'm going to spend the time learning it and using it at its infant stage when we all know in like 12 months, it's going to be a lot better. So yeah.
What it really needs to be able to do is control your computer.
Yeah. Everything on my computer, if I have LastPass, it has access to everything. And so I hate to digress here, but when you said that, it brought up a very interesting thing I saw from Sam Altman. And he was talking about, and it goes on that, okay, you want to give access to a computer. He goes, he started talking about privacy and security and rights. And he started talking about how the younger generation, like my daughter, the 19, 20-some-year-old generation, they're starting to use ChatGPT as therapists, doctors, advisors. And he said, you know, we have people who use it, upload their lab reports, doctor findings, x-rays, all these things. We have people who share their deepest, darkest secrets to help with therapy. He goes, but when you go and you share that with a doctor, he goes, you have patient-doctor confidentiality. That information can't be shared. He goes, same thing. You upload your lab reports, your DNA, all these things, that cannot be shared as confidential. When you do it with ChatGPT, we don't have that protection. Somebody could come and ask for your conversations. And right now we would have to I found that very interesting. Obviously, we all knew that, but he's saying it out loud. And it's like, well, shit, I uploaded my lab reports. You know, like, I talk to it and ask advice. Like, yeah, like somebody could easily cops, and it could be used against you in the court of law.
Yep.
That's crazy.
So at that point, have we gone too far with trusting it? It's like, I don't know. I mean, that's for business too. I know I'm talking personal, but even for business, you talk about different strategies, things you're going to do. You ask it advice, and you go do something with that advice that is against the law. Guess what they can do? They can it's like pulling up a Google search of someone making a bomb, and they're like, well, this kid last week was Googling how to make a bomb. He's definitely the bomber. And it's the same concept, right? So are we sharing too much?
I had an interesting, I can't share the details of the conversation, but I went to a birthday party this weekend, and the dad there of the birthday girl is a team lead engineer at Indeed implementing AI into there, and so they have a lot of personal information in Indeed and like how they have created an infrastructure to use OpenAI, but to never pass OpenAI confidential personal information. It was pretty intriguing. So like, there's
I get that
definitely.
on the corporate side, right?
Mhm.
Like, yeah, that what do you call it? A Chinese firewall in between.
Right. Yeah. It was pretty intriguing what the kind of steps they took to.
But isn't it? Is the word ironic? Isn't it? Isn't it ironic that a corporation is more concerned about giving our personal info for ChatGPT than we are ourselves?
No, it's not surprising to me. It's
I
like,
mean, we don't even
what
think
happens.
about it. It was like the 23andMe thing.
Hmm.
So I had given like a decade ago, I did the 23andMe thing. Never in my life did I think, and obviously they saved it and it did not happen. But about, I don't know if you guys know, like 6 months ago or whatever, they were in bankruptcy and the judge was about to force them to auction off all of our DNA records to
What?
be able to pay back their bankruptcy. Previously, it was confidential. They didn't have to do that. There was some word they used, but they were getting to a point where the debt holders were trying to force the hand and convince the judge that basically, like, this is their asset.
Hmm.
Like, they agreed to sell like they put up their assets. This is it. We should be able to auction off everyone's DNA data to the highest bidder.
That's
And so
interesting. I didn't
the
hear about that.
one of the original founders, I think, some lady raised capital, got a bunch of investors together and came through and swooped in at the last minute and saved the company 23andMe, the data, paid off the debt. You know what I mean? Like, basically saved the fucking day. But it was at the point I read where I got worried the judge actually said yes, is what I thought I read. And maybe I'm wrong.
Oh,
I
wow.
thought the judge ruled in favor of it, and then she came in to do it to complete. She was calling it like furthering our mission, essentially.
I had never did one of those tests, but I could
Yeah.
imagine somebody wanting all that DNA data.
Oh,
Probably
yeah.
not for the best reasons either.
So they already use it to solve crimes and stuff too.
Hmm.
I mean, police can, what do you call it, gather that data or request it or whatever. I mean, moral of the story is I never thought twice about giving that to them, because I
Right.
never thought we'd be in a world. I mean, this was like 2014 or something. Like, we weren't in this world.
Yeah.
What's crazy, after I watched the AI 2027 video, which we should probably talk about that next week too, if you guys watch, just a really good video.
I don't need
Anybody
to
I'm
watch it. I
talking
read the
to,
article. We could talk about it.
it's good. It's so
I read
good.
the whole article.
After that video, it went into randomly from 20 years ago, the Steve Jobs first iPhone demonstration.
Oh, that's funny.
And just explaining such basic stuff that we take for granted, or just seeing where we were at 20 years ago and like the technology like still holding true is so crazy. Like the concept of an iPod Touch. He's like, what if I had Apple 3 new features? He's like, iPod Touch or iPod, you have all your music just in a click wheel, telephone device, internet browsing capabilities. And like people thought it was like going to be 3 different products. He's like, what if they're all in one? And just like going through and explaining, it's like, it is so crazy that was, no, it's crazy.
He blew everyone's mind open. I mean, I remember that. I was in college when it came out.
Yeah. And that's the last time. All the comments were like, that's the last time that people were at like an audience without their iPhone and like checking it.
Yeah.
Like when people just had cell phones. And I mean, it was, I watched like the first half of it. I'm definitely going to finish it. That's just like, I think going back and watching stuff like that also helps you think of how stuff is going to go in the future. Yeah. So watching the AI 2027 and then watching that like 20 years ago, I don't know. I feel like it gives you some good neural pathways to think about how stuff could project out in the future, looking back in the past, connecting some dots in the past.
Going back in the past, I've been really conscious about leaving my phone places. Like right now it was ringing, but I left it over there because I don't want to be tempted. Because, you know, I talked about my addiction.
Oh, you got to
my phone. And I had left my phone. Like, I'll go inside now and I'll just leave my phone out here. And I'm like, dude, it can fucking, whatever it is can wait. And I had to go do something. I let the dog out and I had to pump out the basement, different things. And I thought it was going to be like 4 minutes. So I'm out in the yard, literally like 15, 20 minutes. I was just sitting on my stoop with nothing to do. I had no phone. I'm staring at the trees. And like, I don't even know. Like, and I was thinking to myself, this must have been what it was like 20 some years ago. Like, what did you do when you didn't have some? And I was too lazy to get up and like go to the office and get my phone. So I was just like, I'm gonna own this. Like, this is me right now. I'm just gonna sit here staring at the trees.
Did any of your family walk out and be like, what
No,
are you doing?
no, it was just me. I was just like, I really thought it was gonna be like a 4-minute ordeal or something, and it turned into like 20 minutes. I was like, wow.
Meditative.
But
Just
think
like
about it. When you
nothing.
now you eat breakfast and you look at your phone. Back in the day, we would read the back of a cereal box.
Mhm.
You know, you'd read
Or
the
the
mail.
newspaper. Not the
The
newspaper.
newspaper, the mail, whatever was on the counter, you would just fucking grab random shit, and you're just like,
Mhm.
I don't know what the fuck this is, but let me just read the clippings from Publix this weekend. Let's see what's going on.
It's like when you're waiting at a doctor's office, like just looking through like magazines and.
They don't even have magazines anymore in doctor's office.
Really?
I went into my kid's doctor's office. Remember, they used to have toys and magazines and books. They got rid of all of it. It's a bare room with one TV.
Bring your own
That's it.
iPad and phones and
Mm-hmm.
keep
Yeah.
yourself distracted.
So I had brought, we had brought like my wife and I, like we took our one daughter to the eye doctor, and again, sterile room, just a TV, all the kids staring at it on their pads, headphones, and we're not an iPad family, so my wife is very adamant about. So we bring books and snacks and toys, and we're playing and doing all this stuff, and she's the only kid playing and reading, and I'm reading her a story and all this. And the doctor basically told my wife, she was like, it is so refreshing when I open that door to see one kid not on an iPad.
Mm-hmm.
And my thought process was, why'd you take the fucking toys away then?
That's true.
Why'd you take away the fucking toys? You put the TV in, bro. Anyway, but yeah, Carlos, going back, it was different the way it was, and it makes us look back on things. But it's with AI, things are only going to take over more. I'm seeing it in real estate. A lot of guys are talking about how to implement these things. I think Steve Trang's sales software is going to change stuff for people. I think a lot of guys are going to adjust how they do business to a point to where maybe they don't want to be in this business anymore.
Takes the fun out of it. Is that what you're trying to say? Going back to the doctor's office, the toys are no longer there.
If I gotta get this complex and do this much stuff, there's about 1,000 other businesses that you could do that profit a lot better than trying to wholesale houses. So, and I bring this up because like more and more states are making it illegal. And guy sent me a mobile home park 2 days ago, and it's a decent deal. And he's like, hey, by the way, Oklahoma doesn't allow wholesaling, so I'll have to take like some type of equity split in your LLC. I'm like,
what?
Fuck you. Not uncommon, but I'm not fucking doing it. I'm not gonna work for you, motherfucker. I'll pay you $100,000. I'd rather pay you $100,000 and never talk to you again than have to deal with you as an owner and tax returns. Or now I got to set up a separate LLC that we can all be GPs. Like, I'm not doing that, dude. But like, there you go. Like a good deal made illegal by wholesaling, and he's got to find a different way to make money. So things just get so complex, and AI opens up the avenue for so many other things to make money that, like, do I really want to be in wholesaling and implement all this stuff just to make money because it's so expensive to do it the real way, that now I have to replace everybody to try to spread that dollar further, basically.
Yeah. I thought, okay, let's talk about Eric Schmidt. So let me see if I'm going to sum up what I feel like his impressions were, and let's see if he matches what you guys. He was basically saying that Silicon Valley is too focused on AI super intelligence and racing towards that they're not focused on being able to help businesses in the world with what AI is capable of doing today. Is that the impression you guys got?
Not from the video I was watching, but yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
What's the impression you got?
I mean, are we talking about the same video?
Are we talking about the 2027 article?
No, Eric Schmidt, the Google guy.
The Google CEO. He was.
Oh, that I'm not familiar with.
Yeah, he was giving warnings about AI replacing jobs and the way we're looking at AI and how essentially we're going to be jobless in the future. And if we don't pay attention, because he went into how AI is, I'm going to mess this up. I wasn't expecting to. He talked about percentage of the code written, how much percentage of code was written by these companies, and the majority of it is written by AI.
After my conversation at Indeed, yes, it is.
And it's like, wow, well, if that's going to happen, where else are we going, right? And it's the same
Mhm.
thing for the LinkedIn guy talking about lawyers and like the research, the intern. You don't need them anymore.
Mhm.
I was talking to our developer at the CRM about like AI development after my Indeed conversation this weekend, and he said something really interesting, and he's like, you know, it's going to like if the path keeps going the way it's going, coding is no longer going to be fun for me the way it used to be because
Mm.
AI is doing all the hard work. Like a lot of coders have gotten into that because they enjoy the nitty gritty line by line, building something out, creating infrastructure. And he's like, it's not going to be fun for me to just go tell AI to go write this code. He said, he's like, it's going to be fun for people like you who are more like product, bigger picture, like solving problems kind of people. Because that's not what I'm focused on. I'm focused on taking the task and implementing that task. And now I could just have AI do for it. Like there's not as like I wouldn't get as much energy out of that as I used to, which I thought was really intriguing to hear that from a developer. Because in my mind, I'm like, well, isn't it just making your job easier and like speeding it up?
No,
And yes, it is, but at the same time, like
it
it's
takes
not
the fun out of it.
takes the fun out of it. Exactly.
It's
Mhm.
like anything. It's like because it's not even that now. It's like I would say a competition almost. It's like I'm getting beat. Like everything that I was once appreciated for and revered for is now at a snap of a
Yeah.
finger where it's like, why do I even fucking bother this? Because if I do this, AI could do it in 2 seconds. Yeah, I get it. And
Hmm.
it's everybody's going to be replaced to a point to where you got to find something else to do. And I feel, like I said before, I feel really good about owning real estate. I feel really good about these things. I do my blog article and I suck at writing, but thankfully through AI and my editor AI, it turns my thoughts and my thing into grammatically correct writing. Before I would have had to hire somebody to do that's a human job that I would have sent my article to. They would have done it for me, sent it back, and I would have paid them whatever I would have paid them. Which is
Hmm.
honestly why I never really wrote before, even though I loved writing, was because I didn't want to have to go through dealing with like this other person. AI replaced that job and made it easy so I could do it, right? How many other things is it going to do that for? Jobs. I don't want to have to hire a coder to make a software idea that I have because I don't want to get ripped off by a coder
Mhm.
and they drag me on by the hour, even though this thing should be a simple app. Cool. AI does it now.
Hmm.
Crazy.
I don't want to have to hire 5 coders. Cool. Hire one AI and one manager to manage it and boom, done.
Yep.
And so maybe the simpletons with business ideas can now create the idea that they would have never been able to create because they didn't know the right people or know where to start. And that's interesting to me.
I've been thinking about this too because, like, at Carrot, we have a lot of different systems. Like, we've got Asana for task management, we've got Confluence for documentation, we've got Slack for communication, Google Calendars, Google Meets, Google Docs. Um, I was like, people have businesses have for a long time picked those kinds of tools to implement into their business, and they have this kind of fragmented stack.
Mhm.
It's like we're in the age where
I
you
was
could
just
spend
thinking the same thing when you said that.
building your internal app for your team yourself with AI.
Hmm.
It does everything and it's
It's
all
biz dev.
connected.
Like a
Yeah.
lot of big companies have like a biz dev department where
Yeah.
they develop in-house tools and softwares and
Yeah.
tech. And here I get
Huge
what you're saying.
companies. Yeah.
Huge company. Yeah. Obviously, because you're spending multiple six figures on each person
Yeah.
to do this plus the R&D. But like, yeah, I get what you're saying. And it's like, well, now I can just create my own software the way I want it for my team. We don't need to pay for all these other things, and I can edit it, adjust it. Yeah, I mean, I get it, but you still need somebody like, okay, so it writes the code. I still need to host the code. I still need
Yeah.
servers. I still need, and when I was learning all that stuff, John, like it's difficult to learn. Like, okay, so I got to figure out this AWS thing. And so you're still going to need people
Hmm.
for some things. And because, I'd rather be running my business than figuring that out. Small businesses might have to do it themselves. But yeah, I get where you're going. That's pretty cool. I mean, that's encouraging, right? But at the same time, for The people who used to ride the horses for the horse and buggy were scared when the automobile came out. You just had to become a taxi driver instead, right? Like you have to adjust. You adjust and adapt.
Yeah.
But anyway, I think it's intriguing. I've implemented it in many ways, from the blog to my board and all the other things. I use it in my personal life, but my business, I use it. And I am encouraged at the other things I could use it for. I would like it to go a little bit further before I fully adopt
Come on,
it.
don't worry.
Yeah. 100%.
I'm intrigued to see how Meta catches up. Have you heard about the talent they're hiring? They are stealing like top AI talent from everybody.
No, but I read Kathy Wood, ARK Investments. She's like the female Warren Buffett, phenomenal.
Okay.
If you don't know who she is, not like she's like she's not a stock picker type of guru, but she's just a highly intelligent investment professional when it comes to like macro trends, industries, and future. And Meta Labs is one of, and she was talking about Meta Labs and where she thinks it's going with Llama, like everything that they're doing. They're one on with Tesla, so Tesla's one, and Meta Labs is one of the future in the next 5 to 10 years that she thinks is going to basically just explode because of where they're going with AI and Tesla on the robo taxis, pretty much.
Okay. I think that's a sound business model for the future.
What?
Robo taxis.
Oh, it's fucking a what's the word? It's a no-brainer. It's like, I mean, Uber, but okay. Tesla comes out with that. Uber's out of business. Uber drivers out of business. Lyft drivers out of business. It's everything, and it's like, I don't know. It's like, do you even start? So it's this existential threat. And I was reading this article about intelligence, and some of the most intelligent people, once you hit the IQ over 130, you start to recognize patterns. And so you get into this like theory of like how you see the patterns in the end. And really intelligent people, they start to say, well, why even start, right? And which is why a lot of the most intelligent people aren't successful, because they see the end, they determine it's not worth the journey, and they go somewhere. They can't focus on anything. Whereas people who aren't as intelligent don't see those things. They're like, well, I'm just going to do it because it's what I'm doing right now. And they'll sometimes be more successful. And it's kind of the same thing. Well, if I knew Lyft driving was going to be over in 5 years, why even bother doing Lyft driving? If I knew robo taxis was going to put me out of business, I might as well do something else. And you could say that about almost anything.
Yeah.
If I knew hiring Filipinos was going to be out of business because AI was coming in 6 years, why even bother building this Filipino team? You know, like, and you could just keep going with those things. So at a certain aspect, you can't worry about what's to come. You just have to keep adopting. It's an ever-changing landscape in our business, or any business, of like, let's implement this, let's remove this, let's implement it, let's remove it. But there's few companies that do it, but like, look at Uber. Why did Uber not come up with that idea? Why did Lyft not?
Well, yeah, go ahead.
No, I mean, that's all I was going to say. I was just going to be like, why did they not do it? Why did they not come up with robo taxis? Why did they not buy a company? There was one of the wealthiest companies, right? Like, I don't know if they still are, but at their heyday, yeah.
At their heyday, yeah, but
at their heyday,
not so much in the last 5 years.
Exactly. And it comes down to the innovator, right?
And
so you still have Elon Musk with Steve Jobs, top of the world, and then cancer. Now look at Apple, right? They're still like slugging along with the same fucking iPhone from 2006. It's like,
Mark Zuckerberg is stealing all of their good AI people.
but he's trying, right? Like, he's literally, Mark Zuckerberg may not be on top of things right now, but you could tell
he's taking risks.
Yeah,
he's just shoving money into it.
So it's like, that is kind of where you don't feel bad for like Uber and Lyft and them. It's like, you had the money,
right? Yeah,
but like, you could have done it, but they didn't. So Zuckerberg's trying to find things to do. Tesla's like, well, I'm already got cars, I already got AI, I already got batteries. Like, why not make a taxi?
I'm trying to look it up.
Robo space shuttles.
What's it called? Meta Labs?
Meta Labs, yeah. I think it's intriguing, but it comes down to like the people at the helm. But even with like real estate, it's like, so if you could take that same argument and say, well, we're still innovating. Well, there's a difference between innovating and progress and just continuing to swap in and out different things. So like swapping in and out sales guys for Filipinos, in and out Filipinos for like an agency for AI. You're not like you need to be stepping up that ladder and scaling, but so many people in our industry, yeah, they're adding these things, but they're still just flipping houses. They're still just wholesaling. They're still just fighting the same old fight. That's not progress. That's just sticking with the times and following the trends.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's kind of like Apple right now. They're just like, yeah, we'll add that stuff in, but like, what happened to them?
We'll have to see what happens. People still buy their hardware.
The only reason why I buy it, is because of FaceTime. And I know you can have all these other apps. If Android put in a standard FaceTime app for only Androids, and I didn't have to go and download it, you could go download anything that you fucking want. But it's not. It's how when you talk about web search, you just even if you're not Googling, you say I'm going to go Google it, right? And you could use FaceTime doesn't mean FaceTime, right? It's just like it's a video call. Like you could do anything. Like FaceTiming is this word, and Android doesn't have that to a point. When people look at an Android, their number one thing is like, I need a FaceTime. Well, you can go download this app, and they can download it too, and you could do the same. It's not the same. It's just not the same to the consumer's mind.
Yeah.
And so like that's the thing. That's my only major issue. I mean, I don't really have any other reason. I just need to talk to all of my kids. You know what I mean? Like my daughter at college, like I need all these things. We all FaceTime. Everyone's in this ecosystem and I'm trapped.
They did a good job as a business then.
Yeah, I mean, they did to a point to where it would become painful for me to get out, and then I'd lose all of my iPhone storage and I'd have to transfer all of that. And so like I feel as if Android really educated and came out with that FaceTime in a way to transfer that cloud and make it seamless into like this Android cloud, more people would do it. There's so many people fed up with Apple and their same hardware over and over. It's literally the same phone. Like
just a better camera.
Not even, yeah, I guess not even, but it's like, oh, it's got a silver bezel. We rounded the corners a little bit more. We rounded them less this time.
The folding ones are coming out, aren't they?
Maybe, but Samsung's had folding phones for like 5 years, dude.
Yeah, but they've had problems. Apple doesn't release things unless they don't have problems.
Well, they haven't released anything in forever.
It's true. It's true.
They should just go. I saw somebody, it's called the Tin Can phone. I was actually thinking about getting it for my son. It's a landline phone.
The Tin Can phone, we're having this conversation too.
Oh, did you? You saw it?
No, but like landline phone, no stranger danger, just fun.
Yeah, it's just a phone that talks to the other Tin Can phone, and like I was thinking I could give it to my son at his mom's house, and I could keep one here, and we can like talk to each other.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Interesting.
But it's plugged in. It's not a smartphone. There's no tech. It's just like a landline phone using the internet.
That's a really unique idea.
Yeah,
I was not thinking that's what it was, but now it makes total sense, and that's pretty cool.
Like, how cool is that, right? And like I was like, man, it's awesome.
If you like wanted to have would you have to have a tin can per other one? So like if I had 4 friends, I'd have to have 4 tin can phones. Is that how it works?
I don't think so. You don't buy them in a pair if that's what you mean.
Okay, so
I'm not an expert. I don't own one, but the way I was reading and watching the video, like of the guy talking about it, whoever owns the company, whatever, is it's more about you link them together is the way I took it. I could be wrong. Okay. So no, I think one tin can talk to many tin. It's a one-to-many, not a one-to-one.
That's pretty cool.
But you have to sync them, so that's the no stranger danger. You're not finding strangers out there through tech, essentially. Yeah. I'm ready for the landline.
Yeah, that's the conversation we're having right now.
Honestly, I get so many spam calls. Like, I'm ready
to have landline. I've looked at it too. There's there's pretty good landline. They just use internet now, so it's voice over IP. They're pretty cheap, and you can have block people that aren't on your contact list, so you don't get spam calls.
I would love it because like I would love to turn my cell into my business phone
Mm-hmm.
and then be able to like set it aside and like only
Mm-hmm.
people like my family can get a hold of me or like some type of emergent situation call me on that line. But I mean, because I get bothered, especially with the parks, like all weekend, like different hours of the night. You know what I mean? Like I got called at like 8:30 at night because somebody died in the park, and like I get it, somebody died. You know, hopefully they're up top. But at the same point, like, did I really need to get called? I was like, Mary, like, did you need to tell me this right now? And then here's the thing. Here's the come to find out, the guy died on Thursday in the park, and I was being told Sunday at 8:30 at night. And it's
Did they
like,
just find him Sunday?
no, I asked that question. She had just found out they had the body removed Thursday. The son finally got a hold of Mary over the weekend on Sunday, and she decided to call me at 8:30 at night. I'm thinking like this could have waited until Monday. Landline, you know?
An AI assistant answering your phone calls for you. This is not important for Brandon right now. I will allow you to leave a message.
Like I would love an AI assistant like that answers my phone,
Mhm.
that knows my schedule, can book a schedule, book a callback. I would love that without me having to do a bunch of shit, and somebody that I could talk to. You know, where it's like it's an actual executive assistant that's AI that can run my calendar, book plane tickets for me, that I don't need to go do the fucking stuff.
That'd be amazing.
That's a business that I'm sure somebody is working on right now.
Oh yeah, for sure. All right, folks, we gotta wrap this up.
Let's fucking load.
Carlos, what was your takeaways from the video, real quick? Because Brandon and I have read the article and we've gone through the multi-layered levels of fear.
It's similar of just Terminator. Like they called this stuff 20, 30 years ago. And
Did you get both endings though?
Mhm.
Okay.
It's a full
And
breakdown.
what one do you think is happening?
It would be nice if USA and China play nice and we take the slower of the two paths, but
Yeah,
I just don't know if by human nature that's going to happen.
man.
I don't know.
I can say this: everything I've read and everything I've watched from the guys in the industry, all are putting 5 years on this thing. For some reason, 2030, and then somebody else was saying 2035, but most people, 2030, we're going to see a whole different world in that. I know it's 2027. And that's the whole point of the article, the time frame, because of the election and all they're tying politics and all that into it.
Mhm.
But most people are saying 2030, which
They're saying 2030 is the year that we choose a path.
well, they're not speaking in directly to. So I'm paraphrasing and gathering multiple things into one context, but they're not saying, oh yeah, this is when 2027 is going to happen. In different ways, they're all saying this is when we're going to find the majority of job like replacements. This is when we're going to find the disruption of universal basic income going to be needed. This is when we're going to find like humanity is going to be in trouble. This is when the other people are talking about by 2030 we could be a potential where we can't control AI. When you combine all those different combos from different clips and articles that I've read, the general consensus of me gathering all of that is 2030 seems to be this year that all these guys mention in all their different talks about different pivot points that we're going to have with AI.
Yeah.
You see where I'm going with that? Not like one thing, but like that's the pivot. And yeah, dude, that's too soon for me.
It's crazy soon.
Did you send it to anybody else, Carlos? I mean, I sent the article to people.
I sent it to a couple people yesterday. I can't remember.
I'd be interested to see if they watch it. Like I sent the article to people, and only like a couple people actually.
I talked to a few people about it, and I don't think anybody's read it.
Yeah, I know, because it's so long. Like I check back. Well, I'm not gonna like make you fight. Like I'm not.
No, the video is perfect because you can just chill.
Yeah. How long is
things
it?
down.
Chill at the edge
30
of your
minutes.
seat, biting
30
your nails.
minutes. Yeah, I mean that's about. I mean, it took me forever to read the article. I didn't time myself, but it was to read both endings was quite long. But like, I tried to get people to read it, but I know they fucking or they glossed over it.
Yes.
So you're missing the point, bro. Our world.
All right, I gotta go.
All right, later, guys.